Sometimes life can get a little hard, and sometimes the pressure gets a little heavy. Well, listen.
There are days when I am searching to go where I am hurting, a place where I can go and free my mind, where I don't have to dress up, don't have to think about how I messed up, a place where I can go and free my mind, where the weather is 90 degrees and I can feel the gentle breeze blowing on my face. I'm feeling fine, yeah. This isn't just a fantasy. Oh no, I'm gonna make this my reality. Come on and go where we can dance in the rain. We don't have to focus on our heartaches and pain. Come go with me and we'll enjoy the sunshine. I'm talking about where there is peace of mind. I wanna be free. Come on and go with me. Yeah. See, we're too busy stressing, can't appreciate the blessings that the Lord keeps on giving you and me. Seem like our smiles are locked down, cause we keep on getting knocked down, but we've already got the victory. Now you really gotta choose to turn on the news to have peace and serenity. Yeah, this isn't just a fantasy. Oh no, I'm gonna make this my reality. Come on and go where we can dance in the rain, and we don't have to focus on our heartaches and pain. Come go with me and we'll enjoy sunshine. I'm talking about where there is peace of mind. I've gotta be free. Come on and go with me. Yeah, yeah.
Come and join me on this destination, talking about a brand new situation. We don't need a breezy politician grinning in our face just to get a position. Gas prices are rising, children are dying, mama at home and she can't stop crying. Hold up and wipe the tears from your eyes, cause none of this is catching the Lord by surprise.
Go where we can dance in the rain. We don't have to focus on our heartaches and pain. Come go with me and we'll enjoy the sunshine. I'm talking about where there is peace of mind. Yeah, do you wanna go? Yes, I wanna know. Oh yes, I wanna. Do you wanna go? Yes, I wanna know. Yes, I wanna know. Yes, I wanna. Do you wanna go? Oh yes, I wanna. Woo, yeah. Yes, I wanna go. Come on, come on, come on and go with me. Come on and go with me.
Midtown Auto Connection is your connection to the ultimate car buying experience. We're not new to this, but we're true to this. Conveniently located in the heart of Charlotte County, 4739 Main Street, Drakes Branch, Virginia. That's 4739 Main Street, Drakes Branch, Virginia. Give us a call at 434-234-8131. That's 434-234-8131. Or send us an email at midtownautoconnection@gmail.com.
Welcome, everybody. It's Pastor Derek the Change Man Smith, and welcome to The Bridge, the podcast broadcast that is designed to help you position yourself, help you to produce, for you to manifest the life that you were destined to live, and to move you beyond your complacency, and to move you into the realm of abundance. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, that's what this is. From complacency to abundance. I want to welcome you, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to stop by and hang out with Pastor Derek the Change Man Smith. This is sponsored by Midtown Auto Connections, praise God, and broadcasted by SKD Entertainment, SKD TV, Cross Serve Ministries International, and Studio W Buzz Global Radios. We are so excited about this new season of content and programming that we have. And this is just one of them. This is the first episode of the first season of The Bridge. So tonight, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and like this, subscribe to us on YouTube at SKD TV. And I also want you to share this however you can share it. Send this link out in a text message. Send this link out by way of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, however you can get it. We want you to share this broadcast. Yes. So tonight, we want to invite you to cross the bridge. Now, the premise for this whole podcast is really to help us realize the value of bridges. Bridges give access. And a lot of times, instead of us having access, we're running into walls instead of crossing bridges. For a lot of us, we're creating walls instead of creating bridges. So tonight, we're going to kick off this first episode so you'll know what to expect when you see Cross the Bridge. We want to break down the value of a bridge. For many of us, we are the strength of our families. We are the backbone to organizations. We are the friend that you can always call on. We are the person that's always lending money to our family members or to our friends. And it seems at times that it goes unnoticed or even unappreciated. But I want to help you because I was there in that posture. I was there in that mindset, and I kept saying to myself, who's going to be there for me if I'm always there for everybody else? Who's going to pick me up when I fall down? And for almost over a decade, I was in a yo-yo situation where I was making the money, but no matter how much money I made, it seemed like it wasn't enough. It didn't matter how many cars I sold or how many engagements I had. Those are the two businesses that I own. It seemed like it was never enough. And it would be times where I would need a certain amount of money, and God would bless me to get just that certain amount of money. For a long time, I was even giving money out to friends and family that was in need, when their need might have been smaller than mine. Now, I figured, if I need $4,000 today and you needed $200, what was the $200 gonna do for me? And I needed $4,000, I might as well give you the $200. Well, and that led me into a place of resentment because I felt like the people that I had helped and bailed out so many times, and so many of them, they lied. They said they would give me the money back on Tuesday. It was on Thursday. Tuesday never came. And so therefore, it led me down a spiral of financial distress with a lot of creditors calling. And I don't know if you've ever had that situation. It caused financial ripples through my businesses, and all of the things that I had worked hard to acquire, I began to lose. I began to have to sell. I began to have to unhand it. And if you've ever worked
on something real hard and you get what you've been working for, you're proud of that. You're proud of your accomplishments. You're proud if you've been to school and you went through your dissertation and you went through all your classes, all your courses, all the semesters, and you graduate. You're proud of that accomplishment. And so I had accomplished a lot as a young guy, and then it was all like quicksand, and things took a turn for the worse, and I began to actually end up very chronically depressed and suicidal. A lot of things was coming at me, financial issues, legal issues, and all of these things were happening and compounding and compiling all at one time. But I found out in the midst of my snapback, I found out in the midst of me emerging out of the ashes, I found out that being a bridge is a very special and valuable thing. And I found out that nobody really ever stops to thank the bridge. Nobody really ever backs their car up or get out. Once you cross the bridge, get out the car and open the door and look back at the bridge and say, "Thank you, bridge. You brought me over. I would have drowned if it was not for you. I would have ran off the cliff if it wasn't for you. I would have wrecked. I could have died. But you, a solid foundation, allowed me to roll on top of you so that I could get through. You allowed me to roll on top of you so I could get through." And as we look back over our lives, I'm telling you, we will see that we've had so many bridges in our lives ourselves. So sometimes we get into this posture because we are continually being a bridge for people more than they are being for us. But I'm telling you, it is a very special gift from God when you can be a bridge. That means God can trust you. That means there's a certain level of maturity. There's a certain level of appreciation. There's a certain level of obedience that you have proven to God that he could trust you with being a bridge. A lot of times people who have the opportunity to be a bridge, you may not get that opportunity or get the blessing of being a bridge because you lord over people. Every time you do something for somebody, they got to hear about it. They got to know about it. You got to broadcast it. You got to tell somebody what you've just done. But for a lot of people who move in silence, because there's so much power in silence. There's so much power in silence. For so many people, they do things and they don't have to broadcast it. They don't have to have their name called. They don't need an award or a trophy. They just do. It's a difference in acting and being. And when you are a bridge, you don't have to have your name called. But when you act like a bridge, you need the spotlight on you. And so there's a very special blessing in being a bridge. Yeah, it takes a certain level of humility to be a bridge. Again, to allow someone to roll on you so they can get through. That takes a very special mentality of a person. It takes a very special calibration of a person. And so Cross the Bridge is a podcast broadcast to help others cross over. Yeah, well, you say cross over from what? Well, a lot of people are stuck in life today. COVID-19 in 2020 brought a lot of grief, sudden death, financial upset, and a world of chaos. And we are still rocking and reeling from what happened in 2020 here in this new year. We still are dealing with the aftermath, and we're trying to put the pieces back to the puzzle, and there's so many fractured pieces. It seems like that the puzzle would never come together because we don't have some of those valuable pieces that we once had prior to COVID. Well, I want you to know that that may be true, but we're gonna make it off of the broken pieces. We're gonna make it with the remnant. Now what's gonna happen is the puzzle is gonna be put together, but it's not going to be the same puzzle that you once knew. It's a new world order. Technology is advancing. Politicians are doing new things, new laws. They are unwriting laws. They are rewriting laws. Liberties are being challenged. It's a new world order. And we've got to find a way. We've got to find a way to abide in this new place, in this new space. So Cross the Bridge podcast, broadcast, has 100% intentionality to give you access to the new world. Listen, I got more for you, but let's hear a word from our sponsors, and I'll be right back after this.
Gospel lovers, do you have the latest releases of gospel music from the one and only Pastor Derek the Changeman Smith? Make sure you get the Rated R collection. It features Renewed, Restoration, and Revive. You'll enjoy The Lord Has Blessed Me. In the name of Jesus, call him. I learned how to lean. Anyway you bless me. The Old Landmark. And Lord, it's in your hands. On Restoration, the songs of thunder. Call my name in prayer. Pray for me. Fear and faith. Trouble won't last. And I've got a feeling. On Revive, you'll enjoy I Love to Praise Him. We've come this far by faith. All the time. Sign me up. Somewhere to lay my head in God's grace. CDs are $15 each, and here are the many ways you can order. In advance, we want to thank you for choosing SKD Entertainment.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Cross the Bridge, the podcast broadcast that is designed to move you from complacency to a life of abundance. Now, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I really don't know where this bridge fascination really came from, but when I look back over my life, I realize I've always been fascinated by bridges. So much so that at my home house where I was raised, we lived on a hill, and down the hill was a creek. And that creek had a bridge. And I remember my brother and my cousin and I, we used to go down to the bridge. And let me tell you what I found out that's under the bridge. Now, we talked about the value of being a bridge and being humble so that people could roll on you so they could get through. Now, that was one thing. But here's another blessing that I found out about being a bridge. Under the bridge, I have found that there have been people that sleep under the bridge. You remember back in the old days when you was young, there was a story about the troll in the bridge. Well, in order for there to be a troll, that means that he had to have living quarters. So for a lot of us being a bridge, we are living quarters. We are habitation for a lot of people. We are safety. We are an ark of safety for many of us, and I mean this physically as well as symbolically. We are shelter for a lot of people. For many of us, when people get in trouble, they have one number that they call. They call you. They call you and they want to tell you about what's going on. They want to tell you about the troubles and trials, and they want you to know what's going on with them. And not only that, not only are they wanting to just purge what's going on, but they're looking and searching for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for your guidance. They trust you. So under the bridge, there's safety. There's habitation for a lot of people. Yeah, you as a bridge. Another one of the blessings is that your safety and habitation. You're somewhere, a soft place for them to lay their head.
Yeah, yeah. You. They could be laying out in the woods, but under the bridge, if it's raining, at least we can stay dry for a little while. Under the bridge. Yeah, under the bridge. Under the bridge. The bridge has a place that you can go for dryness, for safety. And then as I was looking a little deeper, I found that in most situations under the bridge, there's vegetation. You'll find out there's all kinds of wild, there's plant life growing somewhere near the bridge. Yeah, because what happens when seeds and water gets together, that's a tremendous combination for growth. You'll always find that there are opportunities for growth under the bridge. Yeah, and you symbolically are an opportunity for growth for a lot of your family members, for a lot of your friends, for a lot of your coworkers. They look up to you, and you're the one that's going to encourage them. You're that auntie that's going to push that niece or that nephew to go further. You're the one that's going to say, hey, don't settle for that job. Go get your degree. You can get a job anywhere. You're the one that's going to be able to tell that boy that's trapping in your neighborhood. You're going to tell him, hey, man, come in, let me holler at you. You bigger than that. And I see what you're doing, but you're headed to a path of destruction. And I love you so much, I don't want to see you caught up in this. Hey, what can we do to get you on the right road? You're that person that has a kind word for someone who is dealing with a bereavement. You're that person that when you see your friend on side the road, you're not just going to pass them by. You're going to stop and ask them, are they okay, and see how you can help. Yeah, you're that person. You are the bridge. Yeah, you are the bridge. Yeah. And I want to salute you. I want to salute you, all of you all that are bridges in your life, in your family, in your community, in your church, at work, wherever you are. You're the one that people always lean on. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes it gets a little lonely being the bridge. Yeah. But there's a difference in being lonely and being alone. Yeah. Sometimes there's not enough company around you, and there's not enough enforcement or enough support or enough pat on the backs to let you know we see you, we thank you, and we appreciate you. But you got to know that you are never alone. Yeah. Never alone. God is with you all the way from the beginning to the end. He's Alpha and Omega. He's with you. You are never alone. So I want you to make sure that you relish in the fact that sometimes I may not have a lot of company. Sometimes I may not have a lot of people around me, but I've got peace in knowing that God called me to be a bridge. So under the bridge, we're talking about there's habitation and also there's vegetation. Well, vegetation is also food for wild animals. It's food for animals that have to come by, for the deer, for the bears, for frogs. God is so amazing that he knows how to supply. Yeah, there's a song that said his eye is on the sparrow. Yeah, and I know if his eye's on the sparrow, then I know he watches me. Yeah, the premise of that song is to say, hey, listen, if God is so concerned about his creations that don't have a soul, his creations that does not have his image, how could I ever be in a place to think that he has forgotten about me? How could I ever allow life to put me in a circumstance where it feels like, woe, it's me, I don't know what I'm going to do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We as bridges, we're going to continue to stand. We're going to continue to stand in the midst of the rain, in the midst of the snow, in the midst of the heat, in the midst of the cold. No matter what, sunny days, cloudy days, rainy days, we're going to stand because we are bridges and we are built to take it. We are built to take it. Yes, we are. Listen, we got to give another word to our sponsors. Don't you go nowhere. We're getting ready to close this, but don't miss the blessing of the benediction. We'll be right back.
Midtown Auto Connection is your connection to the ultimate car buying experience. We're not new to this, but we're true to this. Conveniently located in the heart of Charlotte County. 4739 Main Street, Drakes Branch, Virginia. That's 4739 Main Street, Drakes Branch, Virginia. Give us a call at 434-234-8131. That's 434-234-8131. Or send us an email at midtownautoconnection@gmail.com.
All right, welcome back to Cross the Bridge, the podcast broadcast that is designed to take you from complacency to a life of abundance. And we're talking about being a bridge, the value, the blessings, the awesome task of being the bridge. Now, as I was explaining to you earlier, that when I grew up every day crossing a bridge. It wasn't a big bridge, but it's still a bridge. And even though it isn't a big bridge, it holds major weight. Tractor and trailers cross this bridge. Yeah. Dump trucks cross this bridge. UPS and Amazon trucks cross this bridge. FedEx cross this bridge. Cars, sports cars, motorcycles, F-150s, Dodge Rams, they cross this bridge. And they've been crossing this bridge for a mighty long time. Yeah, a mighty long time. And up under this particular bridge is a creek, and water runs up under this bridge. But I remember when I was a little boy, I remember that the first time I noticed that oftentimes there's repair that has to be done to the bridge. A lot of times there's repair that has to be done unto the bridge. And I would notice how it's a 2-lane bridge, but they would close down one lane and they would stop traffic from coming this way and stop traffic from coming this way. And somebody would have to give the signal when this side of traffic could come and when this side of traffic, because it's a 1 lane, they both can't move at the same time. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for a head-on collision. And a lot of times we are setting ourselves up as bridges for a tremendous head-on collision because we won't take time to repair our bridge. A lot of times we are setting ourselves up for a major catastrophe because we won't take time to repair our bridge. A lot of times we are at the point of breaking because we won't take time to repair our bridge. Well, you're saying, Pastor Derek, how? I get what you're saying symbolically. I hear the parable that you, this alignment that you have, but give me something actual and factual. Well, I have that for you too. As you move forward in this new dispensation of time, not this new year, because this year is an indication of a new era, a new dimension, a new paradigm shift. This is the type of year where you have moved from, there's a metamorphosis that has happened from the caterpillar to the butterfly. Yeah, you're never going to be crawling on your stomach again. Yeah, you're flying in this new dispensation of time. You will never crawl again. Never. No, you can hit the ground, but you will be hopping and walking and skipping, but you will never crawl again. Yeah, when you are a caterpillar, your main transportation is the method of crawling. Yeah, your belly is low to the ground. And when you're low to the ground, you're eating a lot of dust. But in this new dispensation of time, in this new era, you will no longer crawl on your belly. No, you are a butterfly. You are flying. The genie is now out of the bottle and cannot be put back in. Yeah, it's done now. It's done. The cork has been popped. Yeah, and there is now free flowing new wine. But I want to encourage you, as we get back to repairing the bridge, I want to encourage you to not bring old mentality into a new dimension. Don't bring old habits into a new dimension. This is a new dimension that's going to require a new level of attention, a new level of sacrifice, a new level of consistency. But back to repairing the bridge. I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to make sure that you take time out as you continue to pour into people, because God has called you for that. God has called you, he's gifted you, and he has gifted you the resources to give. But there's also a time where you have to find a very safe and trusted source that will pour back into you. And sometimes it may not be in your local vicinity. Sometimes your local area may not be the source. Maybe there may not be anyone there that can feed you. But believe me when I tell you, God has appointed somebody to feed you. Yes, he has established, he has divinely assigned somebody to pour into you as you pour into others. Well, listen, guys, my time is up. I want to thank you for crossing the bridge. I want you to look out for us. Every week we will be having a new episode, and I want you to know it's nothing like crossing the bridge. Cross the bridge. It's the podcast broadcast that's going to take you from complacency to a life of abundance. I love you. It's Pastor Derek the Changeman Smith, and remember, change ain't change till you change.
This has been an SKD Entertainment production. All copyrights reserved.